Hi everyone! Today I'm sharing how I organize my craft paints, how I remix discontinued colors, and how I dry small projects like beads using easy, affordable DIY solutions. Let's get into it. To organize my craft paints, I used long plastic bins from Dollarama. They fit plaid brand paints side by side perfectly. I chose the longer bins because the bigger storage containers felt too bulky, and I didn't want to dig around every time that I needed a new color. To make things even easier, I use my Cricut machine to make drip paint stickers. They help me to identify my older Martha Stewart craft paints. Each one matches the color family stored in that bin. For my replacement folk art matte paints, I used a color wheel sticker. And for special effects paints like metallics, glossy, color shift, watercolor, and glitter paints, I use brushstroke stickers to tell them apart at a glance. For bottles that don't have stickers on their tops already, I painted circular stationary stickers and placed them on the tops of the bottles so I can easily see the color from above. They also stacked very well to maximize space. I also made a paint swatch inspired by a YouTube video, and I loved how the circles jet out on the edges since it makes color matching so much easier. It also helped me match my older paints or identify which colors I was out of stock of. I laminated the swatches using clear contact shelf liner so they would hold up over time. And to stay organized long term, I keep a little notebook where I write down which paint colors I use for each project. And it's been a lifesaver, and there's no more guessing if I need to touch up or recreate something. I used to love using Martha Stewart craft paints since they had such a beautiful color range, but since they were discontinued, I've been trying to color match my favorite shades with other brands. This shift actually inspired me to organize my paints so I could keep track of the colors that I loved and the ones I wanted to recreate. Most craft paints last around 2 to 5 years once opened, or even longer, especially since I stored mine in a cool and dry place and tightly sealed the lids. To mix my own custom colors, I bought empty paint bottles and mixed paints using popsicle sticks in small disposable containers from the Dollar Tree. I first checked the consistency of my original paint, and in this case, I added a bit of acrylic medium to make it more pourable. Then I recreated the color to match the original tint. First, I added white paint and several drops of different blues until I reached the right shade. Then, I made a funnel using foil. I just wrapped it around the spout and secured it with washi tape. I slowly poured the paint into the bottle, and I also made sure not to forget to paint the circular sticker for the lid. While it's a lot of work and can be messy at times, I felt that for me it was worth it, since I wasn't ready to let go of my favorite paint colors yet. If I have leftover paint from projects, I use a small plastic cup with lids to store small amounts of paint temporarily. Sometimes I even add a layer of saran wrap on top, and this keeps the paint fresh for a few days. For drying small things like painted beads, I made a simple drying rack out of cardstock. I used toothpicks on either side of the bead, and sometimes I added another toothpick in the center to keep it from sliding around while it dries. To make your own drying rack, I'll put a link to the template below. Getting my paints organized and making these little DIY systems has made crafting so much more fun. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and happy crafting!